Welcome to TERRI TV and Happy New Year. How is everyone? How is everyone doing today? I will bring it back, bring it back, bring it back. Uh, little bit sleepy, but I'm okay. Everything's good. Everything's right. How about you? How are you doing? Are you nestled under a blanket because you just thought, I got an extra day off? Feeling kind of good, little kitty cat comfy under a blanket, nice and cuddly, maybe with your favorite cup of tea or coffee. Hello, hello, Terry Harden here, Walt Disney's legendary Imagineer and pop icon, not icorn, not caramel corn, pop icon. How you doing? How you doing? And today I just thought, 2023 is on its way out. Are you ready for 2024? How are you feeling about that? Thought we could talk a little bit about that. And maybe a few observations, a few observations that I hope will work itself out, not be crazy. Love to have a roller coaster. It's been a roller coaster year for me. And it's not that I don't like the roller coaster. I like roller coasters. I just want it to be a little quieter next year. Not too much, please. I love a lot that happened, but there's other areas that no. So I'm hoping it'll be a just a little quieter, a little smoother is even a better word for it. Yeah, with plenty of opportunities for abundance and friendships and lovely things like that. I am thankful and grateful for so many things. One of it is thank you all for joining me and continuing to join me. And then also my tribe, terriharden.com/Patreon. And you knew there is no way I'm not going to share that with you. So I'll get right out of the gate and share it with you right now. Patreon.com/TerriHarden. That's my Patreon page, Terry's Tribe. And your voice needs to be heard. We would love to have you there. $5 a month. You can have access to this private area where we talk and do all kinds of lovely, sometimes we visit live when we can, but mainly have a Zoom call every week and also broadcasts every week as well. That's where I was before coming and speaking to you today, as a matter of fact. So patreon.com/TerriHarden, $5 a month is all it takes. And that's because I want to hear your voice. And so just put a little skin in the game, and we'd love to see you or your kids or anyone who is looking for a little artist and Disney enthusiast, Lego enthusiast, creator enthusiast of all kinds. Join me on my Patreon page. So I hope you will too. Okay. All righty. Yes, I'm very grateful for my Patreon page and my tribe. My tribe comes, we always catch people, catch each other when we're having some challenges because it's behind a private door and we do have a private Facebook page. We can talk about things, quite frankly, that we couldn't necessarily do here. Plus, I share certain things with you that I cannot share on the public channel. So it's a really great place for you to do the same and for all of us to talk about certain things that are happening or occurring in our lives. And it doesn't matter what it is. Sometimes it's a challenge that, you don't really feel like putting out on the internet, but you want to have a few friends talk to you about something. In my case, as a sculptor, a designer, and artist, a lot of times I'll ask people what they think about something I'm working on and designing. I'll hold it up and say, what do you think about this? Give me your thoughts. Or I will ask the tribe, what should be my next sculpture? I'm not going to have a lot of time. I have a few sculptures coming out and I need to finish them, but I would like to add something as well. And I asked the tribe, what should that be for people to be able to purchase it? So it's a great group of people from all walks of life. If you're sitting there and you're saying to yourself, I don't think it's for me because I'm not an artist. I don't draw, paint, perform. But you are. Everyone's an artist if they're passionate for what they do. If you find you're not passionate for what you do, there's a reason to get with the tribe because they are. and you can, that passion is infectious. And so you get their passion rubs off on you. Passionate Disney cast members, passionate Disney ambassadors, very proud to have been ambassadors, flight attendants, rocket scientists, math teachers, music teachers, all walks of life. And they are very, very, very helpful. I do have to say that there's also a lot of philanthropists, people who can talk to you about charity organizations and, you know, the joy of giving and how you can do it on a shoestring budget. You know, you may not have a lot to give. You may be just trying to feed yourself, but they talk about ways that they do it. And it's always wonderful and enlightening. Also, jokes and thoughts or insights from across the pond. We have some very, very witty and smart people that are from the UK and Portugal and France, etc. And they'll weigh in from time to time, and it's really wonderful. So it's quite exciting. It's quite exciting, and I hope you will consider patreon.com/Terri Hardin. Okay? Yeah. Don't think of it as an ad or commercial, because it's really not. We really just don't want, we want you if you want to be a part of something special. If it's something that, you know, you're kind of like meh about, then I advise you maybe not to join up. You know, and if you're a little meh about it, join for a month, because we could change your mind. It is really a great group of people, and we talk about all kinds of things. Today, we talked a little bit about New Year's, but I will say it was a more intimate group because many of you are out there doing your thing. This is the weekend to get out, get into the beautiful weather if you have it, play in the snow with your kids and family if you have that weather. I've seen some beautiful snow shots. You know, you might be sneaking away to Mammoth. If you do, visit the mascot. I made the head for the elephant. I actually sculpted the head for the mammoth elephant. They still use it today. And I did that years ago. So go check him out if you're in Mammoth. He's a skiing elephant. And it's lovely when people send me pictures. Hey, here's a picture of your mammoth, you know. If you're in Paris and you're going to go sneak away to see, don't forget to see my dragon. She's there to breathe fire and to entertain you, to show you just how wonderful it is to see a breathing, moving dragon. And this is the time to get out and get going and doing some things that are fun and entertaining for you. Another opportunity is if you love thrift stores, we see the joint is jumping around our area where people are popping into some vintage stores to see what there is to see and what there is to pick up for a song. Oh, you know, maybe you're out getting something special to eat. My husband got me some caviar. I love caviar. I'm such a, we don't, you know, I don't eat it all the time. For one thing, it's salty, but for another thing, it's delicious. Oh my gosh. I love it. He got me some blinis to go with it, but I'm thinking now, I had blinis yesterday and they were good, but I think my taste is more for some sourdough toast, and you cut the crusts off and then you put it on that. So I'm going to try that this morning when I finish here, is my caviar with a little creme fraiche and on a sourdough toast, you know, and maybe something yummy to drink. Yes. Right now I have my tea. And yeah, it's heavenly. It's heavenly, heavenly, heavenly. Just give me a moment. I want to make sure. Nah, it's nothing. Nothing major. Nothing major today. You know, I still have my phone doing dings because of my mother. Yeah, my father has passed, but my mother still is at the convalescent hospital. And over the Christmas holiday, I got a phone call and had to handle something. It happens, you know. I'm very close, so I run down there and help them with her if she gets upset. She is smart as a tack at 87, but sometimes she just and won't do stuff, and it's some things are very important that she do, so I have to go and sweet talk her. So in the car I go. But there it is, you know. So it's wonderful. But yes, the tribe is great. The tribe is wonderful, and thank goodness for the tribe. It's a family. It's my family. It's my family away from my family. So you know how it is during the holidays. Sometimes you'll have someone in your family, or maybe not in your family, a friend or something, and there's just, who knows, something's off. You may have inadvertently forgot to do a phone call, or you overlooked it, or in my case thought you did it and you didn't. Whew. But sometimes there can be those little altercations, and it's nice to have someone like the tribe to sit and help you to feel a little better about yourself, is all I'm saying. So think about it. Think about it a little bit, and that will be cool. 2023. Adios, au revoir. See you later, baby. Arrivederci. You put in your favorite goodbye here. What do you plan to do for New Year's Eve? Are you one of those people who loves those old acquaintance be forgot, where you dress up in elegant underneath a mirror ball and dance the night away and ring in the new year? Are you in New York, and will you spend time in Times Square, watch the ball drop? Or will you turn on the TV and watch New Year's around the world? I actually love that. And I think that's what my husband and I are going to do, is just watch New Year's around the world and celebrate it. I especially love Paris because they light up the Eiffel Tower, and sometimes like colors and stuff. Just exciting, right? It's really cool. It's really cool. A great way to spend New Year's Eve. But, relaxing, comfy, happy, whatever. What are you planning on doing? And what do you think? Absolutely awesome. Indeed, indeed, indeed. Some of you may decide to decorate a rose float here in the Pasadena area, Pasadena, California. Also, foreign, Thailand, I think, China. Trying to think if there's another float. I think we had Africa one year, but they decorate a float and send it, or they send it and then they decorate it here. So you get the opportunity to decorate with people from all over the world. And that's at the the Rose Bowl, decorating a rose float at the Rose Bowl between Christmas and New Year's Eve. So if it sounds like something you'd like to do, by all means, do it, and look up self-built floats. Sierra Madre, La Cañada, South Pasadena, Cal Poly, Burbank. These are self-built floats, meaning the community puts them together, and they can always use your help in decorating them. And they do it from the chassis up. So they have a chassis and they weld it and they put it together and they cover it. And they do the straw flowers and they do everything, unlike a professional float. So if you're looking for something to do, this is a great thing to do, and a lot of fun to do, and get out and get the air and enjoy yourself and have a very, very happy new year. And then what do you got? What are your plans for 2024? Do you have any? Are you kind of going, don't tell me right now, please, I'm trying to rest? What you got planned for 2024? I'm going to clean my garage. You can see how excited I am about it. I really, really am. I'm looking so forward to it. Yeah, I'm looking so forward to doing that. Yeah, so that's what's on my agenda, is to clean my garage. My garage has got the need to clean. I would love to say, I'm like some of you out there who are so organized that you have your storage in one section of a 2-car garage, and then you've got a place to put your car. No such animal in my world. But we are going to make it into a workshop. So I'm really, really looking forward to that. And I think that's going to be fun. But I got to clean it first. I've got to take inventory and clean it first. Yes. The new year for me will also mean that I've got to do a few other things, be the adult in the room again. And so I am trying to prepare to actually do that, because I really want to be sure that next year has more painting for me as an artist, has more sculpting for me as an artist and has more new experiences for me as an artist. So that's what I've asked for. And I think next year is going to be a great year because I'm going to kind of really take my time, I think. Try to not be so, because this year I was like that. There were things I had to, on a dime, be ready to do. You know, here it goes, comment. Ooh, catch that comment, and then breathe. You know, many times stress was high. I'm going to work to, take everything in stride. That's the goal for me. Easy, mellow, calm. Because there's going to be those times when easy, mellow, calm is not going to work. You remember those cats that stuck on your side of your window, or the cat butt that was slammed down the back of your trunk? There are those times when you feel that way. I mean, absolutely. But if we work towards easy, mellow, calm, we can maybe be ready for those days of electricity where something gets to you, right? Sometimes you just don't know what it's going to be. Lately, I've been watching a few other channels on YouTube, and a lot of them are really upset by some of the films that they've been seeing. They've been streaming a film, or they went to a theater and saw a film and went, ay, what's happening? And so that something that you go for entertainment to do all of a sudden becomes this thing where you're like, oh my gosh, I just sat through what? So easy, mellow, calm. Many of you talk about, I have a friend who teaches through music. He teaches children, the joy and the solitude of music. And he was telling me that many people, this is what you do. You listen to your favorite song. You listen to your favorite band. What is it? Most of you, it's Taylor Swift, right? Right? Is that the young lady? And isn't it funny that I'm asking you this question? And the reason I am is because music makes me move. So it doesn't matter what music it is. It's very challenging for me to just be calm and relaxed. Some music, Enya, which people will go, boy, that's old, but I'm old. I'm 66, so don't be judging my music. But something as calming as Enya. And then during the holidays, my mother-in-law put on Christmas jazz, which I found really was calming. So I told her I was going to bear that in mind. But a lot of times, music that if I have to work or something, I can't put on music that I can dance to. And lately, and it's music that I like. So I love Michael Jackson. You know that. Many of you know that I worked with him. And so I have several Michael Jackson ones that I love. And also Casey and the Sunshine Band, which there's a group of people that were so smart in their day because people liked music that they could dance to and sing along. And Casey and the Sunshine Band was so much fun because what did it have? 10 words? If that, let's do songs that have 5 to 10 words and everyone can sing it. And I love brass. I love trumpet. I love trombone. I love sax. I love that. And in Casey and the Sunshine Band, they had a section that was 6 brass instruments. And when I saw them perform, those instruments were choreographed. So you had 6 guys, dressed up to the nines. And when they played all in unison. And it had words like, that's the way, I like it, You have now learned a Casey and the Sunshine Band song. Just check them out. If you're young, You're in your 20s or your 30s and you've never heard of this. If you're in your teens and you've never heard of this, check this out. You will move. You're going to move. You're going to dance to it. You can't help it. And Casey and the Sunshine Band, like I said, 10, 12 words and you knew the song. So you could just sing along, you could dance along. You could go in cold to a concert and become part of the group with Casey and the Sunshine Band. A really, really brilliant group of people, because although they were teased for their short lyrics, there were people like myself who just loved them. And then John Denver. John Denver I had every John Denver record out there, and I got to meet John Denver when I was 16, and he gave me tickets to one of his concerts, and that was a joyful experience. So music is wonderful in my life, but in order for me to be calm and relaxed, a lot of times it's a good movie, a movie that makes me feel good, a movie that I enjoy, or a movie that's weird. My husband said to me today at 3:00 in the morning, I might add, that I have really weird, eclectic tastes, very odd tastes. We were talking about a movie called Wolfen. I don't know if you guys saw it. It's an older movie. I can't even tell you when it was made. But we talked about the memories of it, because what happens with me in films is that I forget a lot of the movie, so it's like watching it over again. I just recently watched Coda, and I knew Coda's full, I knew the premise of Coda because I love this movie, but I hadn't seen it in a while, and I didn't know the beats of Coda. And I had forgotten one of the major beats in Coda that I love, love, love. The one that stuck in my mind, seems to stick in my mind oddly enough, is when she does a tremendous jump into a pond. It's like, what is it, a 20, 30-foot jump into a pond. And it's very exciting to see her do that. And her classmate does the same. And I'm not spoiling anything for you because it doesn't really tell you anything about the movie, but it was the thing that stuck in my memory. Well, in Wolfen, there's a sequence where two people are talking and one says the best way to hide things is in plain sight. Would you agree, plain sight? And so they have a code card or some sort of combination or something. I don't remember what it is. I have not seen this movie in a long time. I also remember it not being that good of a movie, but certain things stuck with me in not good of a movie. But he hides it in a painting picture frame or a photograph picture frame right out in the open. And, of course, the people looking for it tear the whole place apart, look in drawers, look around, and then they leave. And of course, they never see that. And I found that tends to be true. Sometimes when I'm looking for something, it's like, right here. You go, where is it? Where is it? Oh, has that happened to you? So that's what I'm talking about. I mean, that is what's so unusual. But we started talking about this movie. We talked about several other movies that at the time were really dazzling for us. Something happened in the movie that was so cool. I'm trying to remember. He'll remind me in a minute. But we were talking about American Werewolf in London, which honestly was not a movie that I liked that much, except when the hairs grow. He makes a change from man to wolf man, and the hairs grow. And it was so cutting edge at the time. Now I will say, to me, it's a little clunky, but it was cutting edge at the time, and it was magnificent. Rick Baker, makeup artist. And it was amazing to see that. You were just dazzled by it. Whoa! You hadn't seen that before. And it was it was very impressive. So we started to talk about, back in the day, something that like maybe blew you away because the performance was so great or the effects were so cool. You weren't ready for it. Star Wars, hello, 1977. We had never seen what we saw. Thank you to John Dykstra and the Dykstra Flex camera and George Lucas's love of the dogfights that he watched as a kid with airplanes. That's what made Star Wars so special. That's what blew us back in our seats in 1977. And we were never the same again. Neither was the world. So I think that's where we are going with 2023 as we reminisce about some of the things that were profound in our lives of the past. I think it's only natural you start to think about the past. What's you know, not necessarily the past year, but the past. Um, and what the future may bring. We are getting ready to watch a film called The Creator, or just Creator, I think it's called, about someone who has created AI, has dabbled deep into AI. And many have a lot of theories about that, myself too. Be careful when you open a Pandora's box to do it carefully. Don't just throw it open and let everything spill out. Open it carefully and with thought and with conscience, dignity, and education. Don't get crazy, because once Pandora gets out of the box, it's hard to put that stuff back in. So with caution, educated caution. There are several things about AI that I think are fascinating and exciting, but I certainly don't want it to get so out of hand that we all become too complacent and we become too lazy. I think it should help us, but not do completely for us. That's just my feeling. But I would love to see what is out there, because my husband and I were talking about it today. These Alexas and Siris and these things that you say, start my car or turn on my lights or whatever, can be very helpful. It can be very, very helpful if you're someone who is your mobility is limited. It's nice to have something like this Siri or what your Alexa or whoever you have in your home. It's nice to have them help you get things done by simply asking them to do it. And then they help you to turn on the lights, play music for you, answer a phone call, all of these things. And if your mobility is restricted or confined in any way or not as, it's helpful, isn't it? So there are benefits, and I'm the first one to say that, but cautious. Be cautious. Yes. And it can be an exciting endeavor as we go into the next chapter of AI. What's your thoughts? Are you going to rest a little more? Not get so wound up? Are you making a New Year's resolution? People say New Year's resolutions are a waste of time. I think calling them New Year's resolutions is the thing you shouldn't do. Don't label that. Just say in the new year, I want to, and set a date. I wish to clean my garage, and I'm going to start in January. You don't have to say January blah 2024. You can if you want to be specific, but I'm saying January. And I'm excited about it. I'm really stoked about it because I've been working on my own to try and do it again. And that's not me lamenting. I've tried to get out and say, okay, it's cool days. I don't like, working on anything in excessive heat. So I like to do it during the cool hours. And so I'm very excited about it. But I decided that this year I'm going to ask for help, because I didn't ask for help before. I'm going to ask for help. And I have a colleague in my business who is brilliant at organization, at optimization, so I can get it done in a timely fashion because I've got someone who is that kind of a brain. You want to talk about a passionate artist, which he is in the art world, painting, drawing, sculpting, all of that. He's good at all of that. But he's also really good at organization. And I organize pretty well, but I don't organize like he organizes. So he'll be able to sit there with me and help us use that time that we have to clean said garage in question, mine, in an organized manner so that our time is used to the best of its ability. And I'm very excited to start that, because not only will I get to clean the garage with a good friend, I'll learn something. Because your brain is always absorbing, isn't it? It's like, hey, I never thought to do that. In fact, I have to, many of you know my father passed. I have to now optimize his home, and we have to do some work in there. And a friend of mine said I had to do the same thing for my mom. I think he said his mom. He might have said his dad, but in any case, he said that what he did is he got a series of trash bags, and he took a black large trash bag for trash, things you were going to toss and discard. And then white bags were for things you wanted to save, but they were going to go to a charity or an organization or something to benefit others. Okay, so he used the white bags for that. So while he was going through the house for his mom or dad, I can't remember which, but one of his parents had passed, he said he was able to go, oh, white bag, oh, black bag, oh, blah. Now, the white bags can also mean stuff you're keeping, but what he said was black bag was discard, fill, black bag, toss, fill, black bag, toss, toss. And then the white bags were for charity, things that can go to charity, garage sale, whatever you thought to do, that goes in the white bags. And then you would set aside anything that the family might want, need, or something special to your family. And it's a great system. It's a quick one. Sometimes when you're too close to a situation, it's hard to see the forest for the trees, isn't it? So it's nice to ask for help and have someone kind of help you out. So that's what's happening for me, is that I'm going to have some help, and I'm really excited. I think things are more fun with someone like that, and it should be cool. And I hope it will keep me from getting too up in my own magma, if you will, because you go through memories, don't you? And you can stop and go, oh my gosh, I remember when, and you go down that rabbit hole. And this way they can say, hey, look, put that there. We're not getting rid of it. Look at it later. And you go, of course. We're on the clock here. So that's kind of what I'm excited for. What are you excited for? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to read it. And I think I'm going to do that now. Right? How does it look for you? Let's have some chit chat, shall we? Because this could be a lot of fun, And Frank Cohen says, love it. And I just realized, Frank, that a lot of times you come out to decorate the floats. So let me know if you're in town, and maybe we can get together for a quick bite, because I know you wanted to chat with me, and I kept saying, I'm busy, this and that. But if you're in town to decorate the float, reach out to me and we'll grab a lunch or something, okay? It's important to make the time. I forgot that a lot of times you come down to decorate floats. Don't know if you're doing that this year, but if you are, just give me a shout, all right? Ivano! Oh, hi, Terry. Best wishes for a fantastic and exciting new year. Ivano. How are you, my friend? And is this the year we get together? Either you down here to see me or us coming up there to see you. How does it look in the year? Because I know that we've been wanting to connect in Canada for a while. So this might be the year. Maybe. Maybe. I know that this seems to be 2023 seems to be the year that people are making the decision that 2024 they're going to travel more. Some of you have already got that travel going, right? My friend and Frank's sister, Robin, she travels pretty often. And what I love about her is she looks up a cruise. It may be 2 or 3 days, and then she just gets on it all by herself. She just jump, whee, poof, and she goes and she has a great time. I mean, courageous and bold and pretty doggone cool. So I told her I'd like to try that sometime if she needed company. That'd be kind of fun to jump onto a cruise and see what it's like to, at the last minute you grab one and you get on, no matter what it is. Sounded fun to me anyway. Sounded very fun. So, Ivano, great to see you. What's happening in the world? It's interesting that you talked to me today, because I just connected with the owner of my Groot that I built with you as my teacher. And I was thinking, it'd be great to get together and build something else. So, let's chat, and love and to your lovely wife, and I could sure use some of that bread you make. Bob Burdine says Rose and I feel the tribe is compact ice. In other words, symbiotic. We all support each other. Yes. And Bob Burdine and Rose are the two I was telling you about. That if you're someone who wants to get involved with a charity, how do you choose? And of course, they would say to you something that's true to your heart. But maybe your heart goes out to all charities, and you'd be broke if you did something for all charities. But one of the things that they encouraged me to do years ago, this is years ago, Bob and Rose Burdine, who are part of the tribe, was to visit the place that you are giving money to. So if you are now, if you're someone who loves the Sea Shepherd, and I don't know if you've seen them on TV, and you donate to the Sea Shepherd people who are fighting for wildlife, whether you agree with them or not, that's going to be a little challenging to go see what they're about. But you could, right? You could go and you could talk to this gentleman who is in charge of the Sea Shepherd organization and hear what they have to say, or you can listen to them on YouTube. Of course you can. He has a channel. You don't have to go there. But what Bob and Rose were saying is, you can go to a charity and check out, is it one that really gets you? Wildlife Waste Station was a big one for me, because in Hollywood and areas like that, you get people who think it would be great. More money than sense sometimes. Sometimes, I'm not saying if you have a lot of money, you don't have any sense. So don't go there, all right? Don't go there. But some people do have more money than sense, and they think to themselves, wow, a tiger cub would be lovely to own. A panther would be lovely to own. I mean, after all, if you watch some of these movies where you see people, walking a panther, it's a woman in a beautiful outfit and she's walking a live panther. Yeah. Maybe you looked at that and said, ooh, that would be lovely to do. I love wild animals, but owning one, yeah, no. That is a being that grows to be very large and has an attitude all their own. And we've seen it, right? It's not that every wild animal is going to turn on you and make your life difficult, but it's all different. And so the Wildlife Way Station would take these animals after people realized, wow, that bear cub is a giant bear. What do we do now as it rips apart my home? And they would take these large animals and take care of them. In some cases, people did some very sad things to these animals to keep them from tearing up their homes and therefore preventing them from being able to go out in the wild. And the Wildlife Way Station took care of them for the rest of their fuzzy little lives, and good for them, And I would visit them often. In fact, one year I took to them in one day, true story, a little hummingbird that fit in a Dixie cup. The Dixie cups at the water fountain that are only about yay big? The little hummingbird. The hummingbird was inside, like really little. And I fed him sugar off my finger, but I was scared because he was so tiny. He couldn't fly. He had fallen from his nest. I had no idea where his nest was. I just happened to, he fell, and there I was to catch him, I guess. And so I called the way station and went up and dropped him off, and they took care of him, and then they released him out into the wild. Then on my way back, as I was parking into my driveway, a dove was knocked out of the sky and fell on the hood of my car. True story. So, crow, hawk, something attacked the dove, and the dove was limping around with a broken wing. And luckily, the dove somehow looked at me and said, this human looks like someone who can help me. So I gently wrapped her up in a towel and cooed at her and did a U-turn and went right back up to the way station with this broken dove. And weren't you just here? Yeah, I was just here. I'm sorry, but dove, don't know what to do. And they go, we do. And so they were very grateful that, if you're someone who finds a broken bird, you can go to your vet, but a lot of times your vet, bless their hearts, it has limited, I mean, they probably could have repaired the bird, but I kind of wanted the bird to stay wild. And the Wildlife Way Station really worked at that. Now, I think they're around, but they're not as they lost their area near us. And so I haven't been able to catch up on them, but they dissolved for a while and maybe they're back. I'd love to see them back because they're a great organization. And the other one is Guiding Eyes for the Blind, which trains and makes sure that blind young people have a companion that walks them, a seeing eye dog. And I went and saw the school, and it makes you cry. Oh my gosh. They said, we could work with the puppies if we wanted to and get them to a certain state before they go to the teachers. And no, I get too attached. It's like fostering an animal. No. I'm so bad at that. I'm so bad at it that I can't foster an animal, but I certainly can love on one that needs a home. So I think this is the time of knowing one's limitations. And mine is that I would get so hung up on the dog, you couldn't get him from me, even though I knew that was the rule. No, please. No, please. You see? Don't take my doggy. No, don't take my dog. You see? So I love foster parents because they have that constitution that I don't possess. But basically, time to reflect and see how you're going to lift your spirits in the coming new year. If your spirits are kind of on the fence, with the way the world is today, with so much anger. And I was saying the other day, my husband and I were discussing the fact that kindness is not a norm. It's not everywhere. So people are so grateful when you're kind. And why? So if you lead with kindness, be part of the solution, not the problem. I think this is a great thing going into the new year. Tolerance and kindness. Let's make this a better world, one person at a time, by being kind and understanding and sweet. I know that you can get caught up in your magma, and in the world today, there's a lot of magma to get caught up in. But again, calm, serene. And if music is what calms you, then by all means, put some lovely music on and meditate. Some people, it's not music, it's just silence. Just going out in your favorite part of a park or garden. I know that if you go to a park, you may not get that silence, right? But a nice quiet spot for you, wherever that may be. Doing something that helps your body and mind, like yoga. All of this stuff is beneficial. A nice spa day where you close your eyes. Someone works on your back, massages your back or your body and your face, gives you a facial, something like that. Or you're in a mineral water, a hot spring, you're off in the snow doing something fun, whatever, where you can just hear around you. One of the things that I love about snow, and I don't get to see it very often, is when it falls, and once it falls, it dampens sound, doesn't it? It really makes things extra quiet. And I adore sound. I love the sound of your feet crunching into new snow. Fresh snow is like, and snow that's been there a while has that crunch, 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 and you just go, I love that sound. I think that's a calming sound. So you could play something like, feet crunching in the snow, whatever calms you. I think that's for the new year for me, is to work on calming and relaxing and not getting so worked up over simple things. What is it? Don't sweat the small stuff. Yeah. Don't sweat the small stuff. So Bob Burdine and Rose are all about charities, checking them out and going and seeing what they're all about, besides just giving them your money. Volunteering and working with them, like the Salvation Army. I know that, or the mission and feeding people. There's lots of ways you can give of your time and fill yourself with joy because you're being of service and being kind to someone else. It really does work. If you're feeling down, it really does work. It makes you feel so much better. The tribe is a great group of people. I enjoy the friendship, and Janet's right. The friendship is beautiful and lovely. And we often say to people, you don't have to go out and donate your time to a big organization if it's not your thing. You can call someone you haven't talked to in a while. Or maybe your neighbor is an older person and you just pop over to make sure that they're okay. I'm about to take some oranges to a lady who has been making my mother miserable. She's been in the bed next to my mother at the convalescent hospital. And my mother doesn't move. She hasn't moved in 6 years. So this woman is abusive and aggressive and difficult. And when I was there for Christmas, she was a bit different. And I think the holidays do that to you. I think she missed family and friends because she had been so toxic that she had alienated everyone, or that's the way it appeared to me. So I'm going to be anonymous, and I'm going to, I have some lovely oranges. A bird pooped in my backyard and gave me a lovely Christmas tree 3 years ago that was full of oranges. I wanted oranges, and they're the best, the best of the best. So I'll take a few, I'll wash them up, and then I will give them to the social worker with a little note saying, thought you would enjoy these. Happy holidays, an admirer, and just leave it that way. What does that take? Time for me to pick them, wash them, put them in kind of a little festive box or basket, and then, so that's what I want to do today when I go see my mother. Because on Christmas Day, when I spoke with my mother, I told my mother stories. We talked about stories. We reminisced about my father, things like that. And she just had her eyes closed and she just listened. She wasn't mean. She wasn't difficult. She wasn't abusive. And when I said, bye, Mom, I'll see you soon. Merry Christmas, she said, bye. Merry Christmas, in a sweet, soft voice. So will she always be that way? No. No, the woman cusses like a sailor. But, and my mother is from a place that does not cuss or swear ever. So that's a little uncomfortable for my mother because she can't get away from it. So let's see if we can try something a little different. If you're having some trouble at work, kind of maybe see if there's something you might do to calm that person. I'm not saying it's going to work. Some people just like to be cranky. Complaining makes them feel good. Those people. But maybe you could, sort of try. And, just an idea. Just a suggestion from yours truly. Right? Right. Janet also says the tribe is a great group of people, and she's right. She's part of it. So Janet is a great group of people right there. Her and her smiling face. Janet doesn't do a lot of talking, but she does do a lot of smiling. So it's just lovely to have her smile warm us all as we all chat. She'll talk sometimes. There are listeners in the world, bless their hearts, and there are talkers. Can you guess which one I am? Those who talk have a channel. Or at least they should, shouldn't they? Yep. Yes. But I also listen too because I have a husband who told me about the importance of listening. I used to chatter all the time, but I chatter a lot now. And unfortunately, I can't hear you, so I fill the air. But I can see your comments, so I just sneak over here and read. Many channel people say, people who have channels, they go, well, don't read the comments, but I really like that. And I think if your New Year's resolution or your objective for the new year, why don't we call it that, is to start up a YouTube channel or a Facebook page or something where you talk to people and you're not sure many will come. Let me tell you, just do it for yourself and talk about the subject that you love. I have such an eclectic love of movies that I thought maybe I should do a channel where I just talk about films, but it's so odd and so strange. I know there's people out there probably dig it, but then I talk about, TERRI TV works great because I talk about all different kind of things. So for those of you who love all different kind of things, you're here. So I'm just saying, start it, enjoy it, and don't worry about it, especially if you're a storyteller and a talker, which is me. I got to own it. And there you go. Thank you, Janet, for your kind words. Rose Burdine says, Bob's phone changed. What he was saying is the tribe is simpatico, so supportive. In other words, symbiotic. We always feel welcome. They're wonderful, wonderful couple of people. They were sharing with us a few things that were going on with them, and we all chime in and chat. So it's great. It's great. Hello, Miss Barbara. Hi, everybody from Bob and Barbara. Bob and Barbara. Bob and Barbara. The two B's. Two B's you want to know. Bob and Barbara. A wonderful couple of people. And such a joy to be around. Also members of the tribe. But more importantly, sometimes, if you don't have something like a gathering, which I love about Patreon and my page, you don't get to learn about people. And I love learning about people. So it's a nice place for us to gather if people can do a Zoom call, the fun quirks or the fun little side things, Bob is a very, very tall man, and he has I'll tell you, a big heart, like, big for motorcycles. He adores motorcycles. And I have to tell you that in my salad days, I used to date, I don't know what it was, but I tended to date people and they ended up having a motorcycle. My boyfriend at 16 had a motorcycle and he buzzed me all over on his motorcycle. And then when I was older, I was playing Magenta at the Rocky Horror Picture Show. The Rocky Horror Picture Show, we did it down at the Tiffany Theater in Hollywood. And I had a boyfriend at the time for a short while that had a big old Harley kind of bicycle. Blah, 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 blah. One of those you start up and it doesn't go ring, 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 ring. It does blah, 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 blah. And I found out that after that, because first boyfriend, ring, 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 and then second boyfriend, blah, 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 blah. So blah, 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 blah was what I like better. I just like it a lower, sweeter, kinder sound. Usually meant that my back wasn't going to break being on the back of the motorcycle because it had a wonderful thing called a muffler and shocks. But Bob loves motorcycles. And at one point I got to see his, and his is the blah, 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 blah kind, blah, 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 Unlike the pocket rockets when you're in the back, you're bent, kind of like a 10-speed bike. Never was a fan of those. And ring, so yep, to each your own. If you're the former, not the latter. But yeah, I just find it entertaining. And then I remember that we went up to what is it called, Bob? The Rock Shop over there on what's it, Mulholland? Where motorcycles of all sizes, shapes, and colors got together and everybody would have coffee and something to eat or a beer or whatever. They'd all share it. I loved going to that shop. It's very colorful and fun. All the different types of motorcycle lovers there. It's cool. And then my friend, I have a really dear friend who is one big charity in herself that I work with. I'd love to go to Africa and see the support that she does. But she's such a lovely lady. And she still rides motorcycles, but she started out being known as the pink biker chick. Her motorcycle was pink, her leathers were pink, and her helmet was pink. And she went around in a blah, 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 blah. But it was a pink one, all custom, really beautiful. And I used to get a kick out of her because she was like a powder puff. She really isn't a powder puff, but pink makes me think of coming in beautiful cotton candy puffs of smoke. I'm sorry, that's what it does. A la maybe Barbie. I don't know, but she's not a Barbie either. She is a biker chick. So very interesting to see her motorcycle and see her outfit and everything. Now I don't know if she does a lot of pink biker chicks. She used to do these road trips with other women, and she drove her pink motorcycle everywhere. But I don't know if she does that anymore because she's very, very much on a new calling, and she's been doing that new calling I think now for 7 years. Eldana is her name, and she used to negotiate for the Pentagon, I think, like not just negotiations, but Negotiationzilla. And she was really amazing. You talk to her about negotiation and she would just, your head would go, But now she is an advocate for women in Africa, who she went with a minister who is now passed, but she went with a minister and she met these ladies in Africa who make these beautiful beads to supply to take care of their families. And she's just blown it because she is a prime negotiator, remember, Eldana, and she has a whole organization now. And so she's one of the charities that I support as well. But I haven't had the chance to go and see the women. I know that it would really hit home if I was able to go visit. So bucket list, that's something right there. So yeah, so Barbara, Bob and Barbara, ta-da! Making the most of every day. Every day I'm given is my resolution or your goal, right? Making the most of every day. Because there is a time when you want to sit down and watch TV, watch a movie, they'll, peek into other people's, go into like Dancing with the Stars, or my friend loves Survivor. My best friend really loves Survivor. I'm not a fan of it, but she loves it. A sitcom of your favorite choice, we have a friend who loves Big Bang Theory. It's long since been retired, but there's reruns, right? That you keep watching and you keep watching. And like my dad used to love Gunsmoke, 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 Rifleman, Gunsmoke, Rifleman, Gunsmoke, and Wonder Woman, Linda Carter. With my father, Linda Carter was the one and only Wonder Woman. Don't ever talk to him about anybody else, because he would la you to death. But there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that, as it sounds like Bob, he wants to get up, get going, and see the world a little bit more. What else is out there? What more can I learn? What more can I do? And not obsess about it, but just say, this year, there's going to be more of that. I have never taken one of those wine and painting classes. And we have one like across the street and down the street. And I'm thinking I'd like to do it. I'm just curious. Some people say they're good. Some people will say they're kind of meh. You paint grapes in a wine glass or something. But you have a glass of red wine or white wine and you get together with people you don't know and you paint something. It sounds kind of interesting to me. So I might go try that. We'll see. But I know I used to love Color Me Mine, where you paint the ceramic stuff. We used to take Lindsay's mother, and I'm thinking of seeing if she feels like she'd like to go, because I'd love to revisit that, painting the ceramic ware. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know. There might be ones called different names, but Color Me Mine is the one that comes to mind for me, because that's where we used to go. And we ran into Gina Davis. We ran into, my point is this, not so much the who's who of who we ran into, but a lot of celebrities found it calming as well to paint the ceramic, fire the ceramic, and have a cool bowl, vase, teapot, or whatever you were making. So I know that Lindsay's mother loves vases, and so she painted a couple, and she still has them today, and she just loves them. So I thought, it might be kind of fun for us to get together and do that, because we used to take Ian. My son is a little boy, and he would paint cool stuff. Sometimes he painted some scary stuff, but he painted some cool, kids, they do what they want. So he painted, and then we were with Grandma, Lindsay's mother, him and I. Well, now he has a lovely girlfriend. It'd be kind of fun for all five of us to go to this place and paint some ceramics. I think that would be a nice afternoon. But that's what I'm talking about, doing something nice, right? And then you give it to somebody. Who would you give it to? Or keep it, and remember a great day, might be a good thing for the tribe to do. I don't know if there's any central location that has one, but we should think about it. Might be something to suggest to the tribe. I think we could just make the place, I think it would be really fun. Something to think about. See what you started, Barbara? Barbara says, spending more time engaging with my family and friends is top on my list. I agree. Experiences are so much fun because there's all different people who come in, who are part of the mix. I'm sure I mentioned it before that I do scratchers with my family, because my family, my mom and dad, my mom and dad would spend tons of money they did not have to give us gifts that we did not need. We might have loved them, but I mean, you know what I mean? And so I would worry about them. When you get to past a certain age, you worry about your parents. You're like, do you really need to be in debt for 11 months just to make that 12 so special? I don't think so. And so I came up with the idea of doing scratchers because you give hope. And my family loves it. Loves it. And if you haven't tried it, you ought to. It gives hope. And we have such a good time. We set a limit of $30 and you do six $5 scratchers. Each person picks 6. We throw them into a pillowcase bag or whatnot, and then we draw them. The reality is we could just go like this on the table and they could pick 6, but and that's what we ended up doing this year with my sister and her partner. And then my husband and I, we just kind of went like this, and then you pick, and you scratch them and see how you did. And it's just, you're giggling and you're having something to drink, a little wine, a little food, a lot of fun. You're laughing. Oh, look what I tell you, winning whatever you win seems to be across the board joy, whether it's $5, $10 or more. I mean, when it's more, you go, wow, but it is really fun. And what's nice about it is come January 1, which is right around the corner, there it is. You can tell your family $30. So they have the whole year to save that $30. And they don't have to stress, where am I going to get the money? How am I going to afford it? You can throw money in a jar for the full year and you're going to have it at the end. So it really works out well. It really works out very, very well. And this year was no different. We had a blast. My sister, first time that she actually could be live. She was always on Zoom. And this is a nice thing about scratchers, is that you can say, okay, I'm scratching for you. And because in Hawaii, where she was anyway, in Maui, they were not allowed. No, they don't allow lottery tickets in Hawaii. In Maui, I don't know about the other places. I'm not so savvy, but that's what we'd buy them for her on the mainland, and then we'd scratch them for her and redeem them and send her a check when she won. And every year my family has won, knock on wood. It's been very exciting to see it happen. So a suggestion, and every time just before Christmas, since I'm buying them for my family, I can tell you which ones are very, very cool. This year it ended up being this ticket, where a ticket was actually won. So here is the winning line here, and it means a ticket. Now in my area, they pay you the $5. They don't give you a ticket, they give you $5. For some reason they like that better, because then you can pick any ticket you want or keep it, whatever. But it's called Lotteria Extra. Okay. And this is one that had, before Christmas, all the big prize money still available to you to win. So that's the joy, is that you get all excited because you could win the big prize money. You also learn Spanish on this one. And this is what I found quite entertaining. And then I think it's one of the first where you've got 2 chances to win. So not only can you win on the front, but you can also win on the back. Quite a bit of fun for $5, pretty cool. So that's pretty exciting. And then the other one that we played is a little simpler, not quite so involved. My mother is like, don't get me too involved with this. Make it easy, please. So, whoops. Just give me a second. I dropped one. Come on, you little stinker. If you're someone who $5 is a bit rich for your blood, this year we're coming up on the Year of the Dragon, so you might want to do these. These are very beautiful tickets, Year of the Dragon. And here you can see if it shows up 3 times, and you can see I've got a 888 up there. See, right under my finger. What have I got here? Yeah. We've got, let's see, you can see it. You've got 8 3 times. So you've got 8, 8, 8. And it's $1. It's $1 ticket. And they're beautiful. They come in 4 colors. So you can do $4. You get purple, red, orange, and green. And this happens to be a winning ticket. But if the number appears 3 times, you've won that money. And your top prize is 888. Because 8 is the Chinese happy number, right? Y'all knew that, right? So there it is. That's the one for the, and very easy. Scratch it, look, win or not win. And it's a lot of fun. These are the ones I did with my mother, and she absolutely adored them. And this is hers. She won $8. So yay for my mom. And then finally for the family, this one. This is called the 20 times bonus, where you can win up to $250,000. This one won $10. So it's so fun. Nothing on the back, but really, really an entertaining, fun, lovely, cool, happy experience. So yeah, so the lotto tickets are a lot of fun. That it is that hope. You are just, it's possible for you, just like anyone else, to win the big money. Why not? So it might be something that you I have no idea who you are. Just give me a minute. I'm just going to leave that run because I really don't want to answer it. It does not look like something I'm interested in. The phones are getting crazier now, aren't they? With intrusive messages that have nothing to do with you. Just don't pick up. But anyway, so there you go. Those are what I do. And there is an app. Let me just finish that lotto thought. There is an app that is in your state called the, Nevada Lottery, or the Washington Lottery, or the Indiana Lottery, or whatever. And then, of course, there's the big ones, which are the paper ones, like the Powerball right now apparently is huge. So go out and grab a ticket, because if you don't play, you can't win. And who knows? Why not you? Why not me? You never know. So anyway, the scratches are what we do, because all together we get together and we scratch, and it is, fun for all. Everybody's so happy and excited. Oh, it didn't happen to me this time. Oh, it happened to me. It's a lot of energy, and it's a lot of fun. So consider it for your family, especially if your family is out there, really giving gifts that is stretching them a little bit too tight. It's a nice way to possibly help them out and make you feel better. It's a fun thing. I really love it. It brings the family together, and we have a blast when we do it. All of us scratching, and it's fun. It's just fun. So there you go. And and that came from spending more time with family and friends. That's the top of your list. It can be a birthday party. It can be celebrating the 4th of July. The scratchers are there all year. Just there's a way to look them up on the app and see where the prizes, because you don't want to get a ticket where all the big prizes have been won. What's the fun in that? So, but you can get the opportunity, and who knows, one in the family might just scratch a big one, and you all go, yeah. You just never know, right? So there you go. As you can see, my smile is huge just talking about it. It's so much fun. It's just crazy fun. I can't even tell you. It's just, and it works. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. And I think I took the big win at one of my gatherings. We had 3 gatherings, and I think I got a lotto ticket that was a $5 ticket that paid me $20. So you start to say, that's 4 times what I paid, and you get all excited about that. That's 2/3 of what I donated to the family. But you don't even worry about it. It's cool. It's cool. Last year, my cousin and my father sitting at the same table with us, and I'm telling you, you shake it up. I cannot choose a winning ticket when they're all covered up. No one can. So it's really cool that you just don't know, where, it's really neat. And my cousin won $100 last year. My dad won $150. And my dad is really cute, because he said, I don't think I won anything. And then what happens if you have the app, just so you know, is when you go to redeem the numbers that are like 100, 150, whatever it is, they have these, You have to scratch also down below this little barcode. See this little barcode down here? And you can actually use your phone to tell you if you've won or not. In fact, my father in his later years wouldn't even scratch. He'd go, Terry, can you tell me if I won? He'd scratch this part and go, tell me if I won. All this would be covered. And this will pop up and tell you not only if you've won, but how much you've won. And my dad will just go, okay, cool. Won't even. But I use it to double check, because a lot of times people think they've lost, and then it'll go, check again, you've won. So it's really a great, there's a lot of things I've learned about the beautiful joy of the scratcher. And I have to tell you that it just gets more and more fun each and every year. So highly suggested. I know it looks like I work for the lotto company, but no, I'm just someone who really loves to give lotto tickets and receive them. And I think it's wonderful. And it's a way to, it's kind of nice to give more than what you pay for a gift. Like you go and find these bargains and the gift is really beautiful, but you got it as a bargain. And so the person thinks, wow, they spent a lot on me. And that's wonderful. If you can get a bargain and it looks like you spent a lot more on it, isn't that the ultimate cool gift for someone you really care about? Yeah. I mean, it's so nice. And I also like regifting. Some people don't like regifting. They don't like people, wrapping up something that they didn't want and regifting it. I mean, I think you do need to be cautious not to regift it to the person who gave it to you. But, that's not really cool. But if it's something that you like and you think they're going to like it and somebody gave it to you, and you say, hey, like this wonderful gift I got here of the Mr. Toad car. This is a Disney popcorn bucket, and the reason I love it is because you actually tilt it forward. It hangs. It has a lanyard. I actually tied it up in here. Here's the lanyard, so it's all complete. But you actually put a popcorn box in here, and it wears around your neck like this. So you've got the box in here, and you don't get it all gooky and yucky, right? You don't get it all. And then when you're done, you pull the popcorn bucket up, and you close it, and then you have a really cute little fellow here. Yeah. See, isn't it cute? But let's say that, I love this, but I know someone who would like it more. And you say, here you go. I like regifting, especially if it's given with love and joy and excitement. It's just so as you go into the new year, maybe you think of some clever ways to gift people so that you're not, looking at your bills and going, what did I do? I got swept up in Black Friday. And there are people who do get that, get into that because it feels so good to give, doesn't it? So, just an idea. I have to say thank you to the Rogers family, especially Lori, because Lori, she is such a doll. Every time she comes to visit me, I forget to give her the gift that I've had her gift for 2 years, and I keep forgetting to give it to her. So I'm like, I'm being silly, but I'm writing a book, and the book is designer cookies for close family members, and so she told me about a cookie that I designed, and she sent me all these cool pens to decorate cookies with. Actual, they're filled with edible ink, and she sent me a set. Isn't that sweet? Just out of the goodness of her heart, she sent this to me, and I absolutely love it. I can't wait to try it. I'm going to do that in the coming new year. I'm so excited about it. And she doesn't stop. She just continues to give you more and more wonderful things, and you just can't believe it. Here's a box of royal icing and markers. Check it out. Pointy boo-boo stick, which I have no idea what that is. I can't wait to find out. And she doesn't know what the experience is. She wants me to tell her what my experience with the markers are, because she's never had them, but she picked them up for me, and I just thought it was so sweet that she did that, and then it took me forever to thank her, because in my head, Lori and Keith Rogers, I thought I had done so. But yeah, she did that for me, and it's just so kind. And then I think another gift that I got, now I bought it for myself. Okay, we do sometimes do that. But I am a Patreon ambassador on my page. Not on my page, but with the group. And it's because my community is so cool. That's why I'm a member. But there's an ambassador, and her name is Zoe. She is a fashion designer. And Zoe has designed this super cool journal. And she was telling us about it on one of our, we get together in Zoom too. But here it is. This is Zoe's journal. Now, this is a very special journal, and Zoe is amazing. When I first met Zoe, she was feeling kind of down because the fashion industry, you want to talk about cutthroat. The fashion industry is more cutthroat than I think the film business, the movie business, the entertainment world. And she was feeling kind of melancholy. She's very, very, very talented. And so, we all spoke with her and cheered her up a bit. Something inspired her, I won't say it was us, to do this very special journal. Now, first of all, I'm going to tell you that it feels luxurious. And you just go to her website, zoehong.com, and find this journal. But let me just tell you what's so cool about this journal. When you open it up, there's several things that are cool about it, okay? But here's one of the things that's cool about it. When you open it up, it is not lines, it is not dots, it is not squares, it's figures. Can you see the figures there? Can you see the figures? So you can design clothing on the models that she's already created for you in this journal. You can design fashion. Why? Because she's a fashion designer, and they're wonderful. Several great poses. Several great poses. I'm trying to see another section. I keep pulling out the same poses. Here we go. Here's some close-up poses that she's got. I don't know if you can see them, so I'm just going to really come in close. But aren't they great? And the paper feels good. And the book feels good. And then in the front, she calls them etched. That's what they're called. They're called etched. Let me look into the camera. Sorry. I don't know where I was looking before. But so you go to zoehong.com. There it is. Right there. Zoe Hong. And you can get this wonderful thing. And she talks about that this is for craft play. Hard work and dedication to craft play, she writes, and is a far more pivotal role in a person's success than being ambiguous and a subjective notion of natural talent. She's actually quite brilliant. I'm not going to read this whole thing, but I want you to know that she created this sketchbook with her own personal figures and designs. These are her model designs that she did. She sketched out for you and she tells you as a fashion designer why flats are important to design properly. And she also writes, you can have the freedom to doodle, scribble, mess up, try again, mess up, try yet again. Best ideas are born in tiny spaces between the mistakes. You'll never hit your creativity stride if you don't try, which is absolutely right. And she says, which I love and I read often, enjoy the beautiful messes that only your special brain can create. As always, I'll see you in the next video. She's amazing. Check her out. And like I said, she's all about the good feeling. And there's more to this because Zoe talks about the type of paper and why she chose the paper and how you have made a difference by ordering this lovely, you know me guys, I love journals. And so this one is super special. So I gifted myself with it because I wanted to buy something from a fellow creator's work. And this is it. And they are stunning. That beautiful copper metallic thing. And this is always lovely to have, you know. I think, Zoe, if I was going to continue, maybe I'd have a little elastic on the back so you could put a pencil or a pen, but this is yours and I love it, and I'm okay to carry one separately, but in the future, you know, I just love it. I think it is stunning. It's also light and easy to carry. I love it. So just so you know, I love it, love it, love it. And I'm really glad I bought one because it's great. And I'm thinking of my friend who did fashion for a while, and she stopped to have a family. Of course, we all do. But I think she might like having one and revisiting this. So I'm going to get her one as well and see what it is. So it's tucked in here for now because I'm not going to be fashion designing on my, as I clean my garage. Garage first, then I get to do the fun stuff with Zoe's thing. So just so you know, but that's because Barbara talked about spending time with family, and you just don't know. Lots of fun stuff to do. Hello, Mike Pruitt. Good to see you, buddy. Happy New Year. My daughters and I have been saying that we are going to clean our garage, but 4 years later, we still have not been able to finish the job. Maybe 2024. If you look at this number, you guys like numerology? 2 + 2 + 4 makes a couple of 4s there, and you're 4 people. So, maybe you just go for it. Will be the year we get it done. Join me in garage cleaning. And maybe you post on Rose on a page on our tribe page how the progress is going. I'm going to do that. I'm going to ask Lindsay to film it. Help us kind of see what's in the how is it going? Yeah, how is it going getting that? Seriously, the door goes up and there's a wall of stuff. I mean, if Indiana Jones Ark of the Covenant is in there, I have no idea where it is. So there you go. There you go. Hey, Steve Barr, what's up? What's up? Good to see ya. Wishing you incredible laughter, love, and joy in the coming year. Well, you're my joy. So that's check. Love my husband, check. And laughter. Check. Thank you, Steve. That's so lovely of you. COVID was pretty rough on our Drawn to Help charity that takes cartoonists to visit children in hospitals. But we're making a comeback and plan to continue expanding our program in 2024. Steve, send me some info on it and I'll share it with. I have a very dear person I think would love to go and do that. Who is a cartoonist. I mean, I can draw cartoons, but I'm not a cartoonist. But how fun that would be to give it to kids, right? Do some. He's really good. He's really good, and his name is Steve as well. So that sounds wonderful. I love that. Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Michelle Dwinell. I love your drive. I love your drive story. Your dove story. Sorry about the dove. My drive story. My dove story. Yeah, it's funny. The dove story, and I'm gonna leave it on you for a little bit, Steve. I had a sparrow that fell from a very tall cypress tree at the apartment complex I was renting when I was younger. And he fell down, and I was afraid if I touched him, because we've all heard that wives' tale. Or myth, as it's called, that if you touch the bird, the parents won't come and take care of the little bird. So I didn't know what to do. I was worried about him. He was flipping and flopping in the street, and the giant ravens and crows looked at him like, meal ticket right there. So I scooped him up in my hands, and he was a very sweet little bird. And I called the Guess Wildlife Way Station, and they said, just put him under a bush, because there's a very good chance. And now I know this to be true. There's a very good chance the parents will know where he is, and they will take care of him. So that's what I did. I tucked him under a bush. A bush. I tucked him under a bush right underneath my window of my apartment building, and I soon could see the parents come and take care of him. But I didn't realize that that's what happens when a young bird is going to fly. Many species of birds, that's exactly what happens. The little bird tries it. He falls to the ground. The parents scoot him under a bush, keep him safe, and then they feed him while he tests his wings until he can fly. And then they're like, bye, enjoy yourself, So again, something else I learned, taught by a very friendly and kind bird. Love to you. Thank you, Barbara. The Rock Store. Yeah, I thought so. I called it the Rock Shop, didn't I? The Rock Store. It's really cool. Is it still there? Is it still there? I haven't been in a while. I mean, I kind of feel like you need a motorcycle to go there. It's a great place. I keep thinking, have motorcycle, we'll go there. But I think people with cars go there too. But I always thought it was kind of, cheesy if you didn't go on a motorcycle. How do you get these things in your head, right? You go there all the time in a motorcycle and feel only motorcycles allowed. But I think cars were allowed too, right? Yeah, I think cars were allowed. Yeah. We are here because we love you. Hi, Paul. Thank you. Love you, Paul. Thank you so much. Paul always sends me some cool cards. And I'm always thinking of you, Paul. And that is very, very kind. I love you guys too so much. So much. It's been fun. It's been so fun learning about people. Yeah. That would be great, wouldn't it, Barbara? We gotta talk more about that. Let's join a Zoom call. You guys, I'm trying to find out a time. Well, today, if those of you who missed the Zoom kill on my tribe page, I'm going to break my silence here a little bit and say the 15th, Martin Luther King Day, is a special day for us. I think we're going to do a treasure chest. So I hope you guys can join us for that. Maybe get the day off, Bob. It is a national holiday. So I'm kind of like, come on, So hold the 15th. I'll do it in the morning so that we can catch the UK and also have time for us to really get a good group together. And we'll go for a little while. We'll make that our special day. And then we'll talk about, Barbara, put on your list, your data banks, that paint class, and we'll see if we can get that. We'll see. We'll make that happen, right? That could be cool. Yeah, I love you, Barbara. You're such a big help. And here is Mike. Now, anyone who's been on my channel knows this is what Mike does. This is his MO. Hey, Terry, I like the part where the cartoon character says 12-3, says 12-3, hold her breath, goes underwater, and says in her gurgling voice, see you. Let me see if I can do it. See you tomorrow. Thank you, Mike. Thank you very much. Joe, oh, hey, you're still going. Well, this, I'm not going to be available come Monday. I will probably put on something pre-recorded if I can find something for y'all. But it's New Year's, so I'm going to go be doing my New Year's thing. And then maybe I'll say hey to you Friday, but I'm busy Friday. I'm going to celebrate with my husband. And I'll tell you about that next week. But I think I told you that my husband and I are going to spend some time together because he's been holding me up and helping me, supporting me in such a way with this year, which has been a tumultuous year for me. And so I'm that's the other thing I'm dedicating is, as Barbara has said right here about spending time with friends and family. I'm going to spend more time with that wonderful man I call the love of my life. So that's so we're gonna take some time off. So I'm not deserting you. I'm thinking about you, but I'm also gonna, like Barbara says, take some time to be with friends and family. So Joe, yes, I am. Today I wanted to spend time and make sure I got to all your comments before I disappear. You betcha, she says. Hey, y'all, says Joe. Wonderful, wonderful. Happy New Year. How are you? See, music, magic, macabre. You see how Leanne is talking about that? We just were talking about how music is magical. So isn't it nice she popped in? So good to see you. Happy New Year. Here she is again. I finished watching all the episodes of Outrageous Pumpkin. So many shocking surprises this season. You are so sweet to say that. You know what's so funny about Outrageous Pumpkins is this season 4 that you finished watching, was a big one because we got some licensing. We connected with the Discovery Channel. Discovery Channel ate up the Food Channel, or brought the Food Channel into the fold is a nicer way of saying it. And as a result, because the Discovery Channel was also was connected with Warner Brothers, we got the opportunity to do some intellectual property because Warner Brothers thought it would be cool, and so did Outrageous Pumpkins, and so did the Discovery Channel. All of a sudden, when I would walk out into the, I'd be shopping, or I would be, in my neighborhood, people would go, "Hey, are you?" In Mississippi, it happened. I was in Indiana, it happened. It was though the bush that I was under suddenly got pruned, and there I was looking up. And everybody said, "Hey, you're a judge on Outrageous Pumpkins." And I said, "Hey, doggone it, you're right." And we talked about it. So it's just been lovely. It's just been lovely, lovely. Wow. I'm just checking because a few things popped up. Okay. I got an extra 20% from eBay. What does that mean? I have no idea. But I was telling people today, one of the things that could be very good for you is I guess I should let you know that I have one Jiminy Cricket left. He was limited to 100, and I have a really cute little Jiminy Cricket in it. I only have one left. So that wasn't on here, but I was looking to see if it was something for my mother. Not to be rude to you, but that's why it's even dinging, is because my mom. You'd be surprised. You'd think, no, but you'd be surprised. That ding is important. But thank you. And I'm glad you enjoy it, Leanne, because I love doing it. I love doing Outrageous Pumpkins. It's a lot of fun. And those of you who've watched it know I'm the one that's usually, the stern one. And I'll tell you, I have to be, because as a pumpkin teacher, I teach pumpkin sculpting. So unlike many of the contestants who carve and carve and carve, and many of the elite group of pumpkin carvers, if you Google pumpkin sculptors, you will find that Ray Villafane, who seemed to be the one when he won the contest years ago, back in 2005, kind of put people upon the path of realizing that they too could carve. And many of them do demos all over the world, and they earn a lot. So it's very important to me when I see the contestants that if there's something I can do to give them a step up towards the money and the belt, prize belt, which is a big deal with every contestant, that's what you want to do. I mean, think about it. If you were in competition, doesn't have to be art, doesn't have to be pumpkins, but think about when you are competing, or you competed at any time. Do you want someone who is going to critique you and just tell you how wonderful you are and not tell you how you can improve? I mean, if that's what you like, yay for you, but it really doesn't tell you how you can continue to get better so you can stay in the competition race. So that's my philosophy as a judge on Outrageous Pumpkins. I'm going to critique, but I'm going to hopefully, Leanne, you tell me, critique with love so that they can understand that I'm doing it so that they can move forward. And this year, Leanne is right. Flip, flop. It's kind of like, I used to watch a wonderful show called Project Runway. I don't get to watch it much anymore. I don't get to watch much TV. But the point is this. One day you're in, and the next day you're out. And it's something that is so interesting about being so creative. Sometimes you just have a miss. Sometimes you might be the type of artist who doesn't take criticism well. And thoughtful critiques. I don't think you should have a critique where a person is just being mean. And I hope I'm not that. But I really try to say to them, it's got to be this, it's got to be that, it's got to be this. So that they can then take that to the next level and stay in the game. Because the closer you get to that belt and that prize money, the harder it gets, doesn't it, Leanne? It really gets tough. And it's tough on us because they get better and better and better. They improve, especially the ones that listen to what we have to say, because we're doing it to help them. We're not doing it to be superior or to be mean or anything. We do it to help them because we like everyone. That's the challenge, is that you fall in love with these people as they progress. And I cannot let that be a factor. I have to judge only the work. It's very important to judge them by their work. And it's challenging because their kindness and their sweetness, especially season 4, really seeps into your body. You actually see how wonderful the contestants are for season 4. All the contestants are wonderful. Every season, you've got fun ones. But this year, they all seem to really pull out the stops and helping each other. And you'll see what I mean if you watch season 4. And you can see it on the Food Network. You can see it on Discovery Channel. And you can see it on Max, which used to be HBO. And then it was HBO Max, and then Max Plus, and now it's Max. I think it's just Max, right? So if you happen to have Max, you can see it on there, all 4 seasons, as well as the Food Network, all 4 seasons. And you can also see when you stream it. And then you can also see it on Discovery Channel, all 4 seasons. So there's a way to see it, okay? If you don't have that, you may have to wait till next year. I would love if they came out with DVDs for people to have in their homes so that they could play them whenever they wanted to. Because if you decide you want to be a contestant, this is a great way to study. It's to study past shows, isn't it? See what the challenges are, and then see what people do to meet said challenges. They're all so clever and wonderful. And I love doing the show. So Leanne, thank you for bringing that up. Thank you. I was going to attempt pumpkin carving this year, but I had repetitive stress problems in my arms this fall. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. Let me, I was going to suggest something for you in the pumpkins. You noticed that one of the contestants, season, was it 2? Ryan, he did Dremel. So if your arms can handle the rotary tools, also I think it was season 1 that Monique, no, it might not have been Monique. I think it was Monique who did a Dremel, which is a little tool. It might not be so hard on your arms as carving into the pumpkin. So that might be something you can try next time if your arms are still bothering you. That might be something you can try. The main thing is maybe have someone take the flesh off. And then once you get past the orange skin, as you see, that material inside can often be like papaya. If you get the right pumpkin, of course. Yeah, it can be like papaya. So it's a lot easier on your body. So there's just a couple of tips for you, should you want to try it. Thank you, Leanne. I went to the hospital the other night. No, again, stayed overnight in the ER. Got treated and got meds, so I'm healing. Thank you. I'm glad to hear you're getting better. I have an appointment with my new podiatrist Monday, so I might not be able to show up here then, but should help with the other issues I got. Yes, I'm not here Monday, so you go get better. Yeah, you go get well. Get well, my brother, because you need to take care of yourself. I think that many people, as they get older, might want to avoid the doctor because they don't want to hear what the news is, but try to overlook that. Try to go in and see him like Joe. Joe at least is getting help at the hospital and the ER and stuff. He's not just writing it out. We're tough as human beings, but there's ask for help. That's what I said earlier about the garage. Just ask for help. Okay? Yeah, because you should. You should. Did I say I had an appointment Monday? I meant Tuesday. Tuesday's good too, right? Yeah. I thought it was nice that they're going to take care of you on New Year's Day. Some people do. I mean, some people stay open for New Year's Day, don't they? A New Year's Day sale, I like that they don't necessarily stay open on Christmas holiday. Some do, and that's fine because not everybody celebrates Christmas, right? So it gives something for, it gives you something to do if you want to go to the movies or go to Disneyland. Many of the people in Terri's tribe are Disney cast members, and they were talking about how open and empty Disneyland was. Wow, right? Whoa. If you're going to buy a ticket to Disneyland, might be a tip in there. So, wowie. Susan, how are you, girl? Happy New Year. My art teacher, Miss Weber at IHHS, All Girls Catholic High School, taught me to carve in linoleum and in soft rock stone, and I still have my tools. Yes, that is fun. That is so fun. Let me finish reading your comment. Now, due to Kalosha, they do art on computer. Chemicals, cancer, she just passed, and her memorial last month, I could attend in LA. Uh, too, I could attend in LA. Too far, she was a big influence on me to go to Brooks Institute of Fine Arts in Santa Barbara. Good for you. Linoleum carving or soft carving, as you have pointed out, is very special. Um, I have a lovely lady in Canada named Janny. I call her Janny G. And Janny is an amazing painter. She paints beautiful work, and we often see it. She's part of the tribe, and we often see it. And she, like many artists, got a block a while back. This is a while back, okay? I'd say, what was it? 2019, maybe. Yeah, 2019. And she came to one of the retreats that I have. I haven't done any retreats since the pandemic, but I'm thinking, if not this year, 2025, where I invite 10 people who wish to come to get with me, and we work on whatever they need to work on, be it whatever, just to get some private, you know, we break bread together, and we sculpt together, and we do all kinds of fine things together. But she mentioned to me as an artist that she didn't like prints. She didn't like making copies of her artwork because it didn't feel right to her. She wasn't saying that prints are bad. For her, prints were not hitting it. She said it was just like when she had a booth and she saw people digging through people's prints of their artwork, photos or whatever, that it felt like they were rummaging through her rib cage, you know? And who are we to say, oh, get over it? You know, there's people out there that go, oh, get over it. Everyone does it. But no, 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 no. And this is what I did not do with Jenny. I said, I made some suggestions to her at the retreat. You know, what do you think about a book? Someone is only telling you that at your current prices, I can't afford you right now. My budget doesn't allow it, but I would like to take you with me because you're a nice person, you're a talented person, and maybe when I can afford it, I can look through and see. I've got your contact information, I've got your beautiful pictures. So I said, how about a book? And she thought a book would be a great idea. But before she could do a little book, she, like you, Susan, came across this linoleum carving thing. And she's absolutely gone nutso over it. And so she does prints of those. They're more, they're kind of more raw. She'll just start carving and things will come from inside her and be on these, and then she prints them, and she just loves the whole process of the inking and this, oh, she loves it. And she's been doing very, very well. And she's so fast that she can sell these prints at a good price. So she took, lemons and made lemonade, and it was her lemons of her own making. She didn't want her art that she paints to be done in print. She wants that to stay pretty original. I think once in a while she may do a print, but most of the time she likes originals. And you got to be a special person, I think, if she actually generates a print. But I could be wrong on that. In any case, as an artist, you do what works for you, right? Don't, because everyone's doing it doesn't mean you have to. You don't have to do the same. That's what makes you unique and special, is do what you feel. And a little book is a great way for someone to take you with them. So this is one of the things that I suggested. And that's wonderful. So Susan, you're in good company, and I hope you can get back to it. Yes, not good if it's a lot of toxicity, but what she's doing doesn't seem to be toxic. She's very toxic minded. She paints in acrylics and stuff like that. So yeah. No one taught sculpture, so printmaker, silk screen has no market, at least in the 70s, etc. So went into food as an art form. Well, good for you, Susan. How's that going? Food went into food. Food as an art form is amazing. As I was mentioning earlier, my good friend Lori Rogers, she does cookies. And there's conventions, she tells me, for people who do cookie decorating, cookie baking and decorating it. I had no idea. I learned something all the time. And I love it. I told her I hope she tells me the next time she goes to one, because I think I'd like to accompany her and see what it's like. Isn't that cool that you could go and do a a convention where people, that's what they do? They decorate cookies? They make and do cookies? I don't know about you, but I'm there. And Lori is good. She's really good. Her stuff is really beautiful and fun. So as an artist, I'm excited to see that. So food artist, so fun, right? Evan Hunter, who's part of our tribe, is a chef, and he does some amazing concoctions. And one of the things he bakes for me, for whenever he asks me what I want, I say I want Ted Lasso biscuits. And he informed me not too long ago that Ted Lasso biscuits, Ted Lasso, the show, came out with a recipe for the biscuits, and they're not as good as Evan's. So they should toss theirs and do Evan's, because Evan's is just beautiful. And I ration them, because he usually gives them to me, like in the pink box and everything. And I got to ration them because I love them. I don't want them to end. So if you are doing that, Susan, making something so delicious, people don't want the experience to end, you got something going on, girlfriend. So good for you and congratulations. Yay. I had pens like you got 25 years ago. They work on cheese and bread too, with cookie cutters. Ooh, you're making the juices flow now, Susan. You're really letting it go. It's wonderful. Everyone, it is time. I'm so glad we had this time together. Hello, Carol Burnett. I just borrowed your lovely ending to the song. We have been on for an hour and 45 minutes, and I have enjoyed every minute of it. Hugs, kisses, love to you. Know, if you decide to listen to this again and I'm not live, that there are benchmark points in the time code that you can find out certain things you want to talk about. But this is the way I wanted my new year to come to a close, is being with you. Hugs, kisses, love. I wish you all the joys of the world, all the benefits of the world, and I hope that the new year brings you nothing fun, learning, joy, and I will see you on the other side. All right. You guys have a very happy new year. Before I go, let's see what everyone else. See, happy new year. Please give me my love to Lindsay. We need to lunch real soon. Let's do that. I would love that, Bob. We got to check your schedule. We have to check our schedules, right? We'll do that. Happy New Year from Joe Penny. Get well, buddy. Get well. Go see that doctor and keep me posted on how you're doing. All right? Stay well. Happy New Year, Diane, who has always got a good word for everybody. This lady is nothing but goodwill and loveliness. So good to see you, Diane. Happy New Year. And finally, from Susan, have a peaceful and joyous New Year. Do something nice for someone else. It will make you feel a whole lot better. Let me say it in a different way, because I do end my broadcast this way, but I do it with the heart, as you see here. See, because it works. It really works when you go out and do something nice for someone. It just fills you up. It's like it makes your heart bigger, like the Grinch. When the Grinch goes and helps the little who's, that heart. So do yourself a favor and go do something nice. And I'll see you next year. Hugs and kisses, everybody. I am so grateful for each and every one of you. Bye for now. And happy